Hey everyone, in a world where scandal never seems to take a break, the ongoing drama surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry keeps unfolding. The latest uproar. A wild claim that the couple has swapped their children for dolls. This bizarre theory has sparked endless chatter and mockery on social media. Once dismissed as a conspiracy, it recently made a comeback amid fresh allegations, fueled by the couple's knack for attracting controversy. However, new evidence has debunked these rumors, showing they're nothing more than sensationalized gossip. But as one scandal dies down, another takes its place, reflecting the constant storm of drama that seems to follow the Sussexes. The idea that Meghan and Harry would use dolls as stand-ins for their kids during tours is simply absurd, highlighting just how outlandish the speculation surrounding them can get. For years, conspiracy theorists have questioned the authenticity of the Sussex children, fueling a wave of misinformation that even their most loyal supporters couldn't fully quash. This ridiculous idea not only highlights how far people are willing to go to scrutinize Meghan and Harry, but also shows the couple's struggle to shake off the conspiracy theories that seem to follow them. Although the scandal was clearly fabricated, it reflects just how notorious they've become. Their lives are so wrapped in speculation that even the wildest claims gain traction, underscoring a huge disconnect between how they are seen and the reality they live. The fact that people would entertain the idea of their children being replaced with dolls shows a harsh reality. Meghan and Harry have become like characters in a reality show that has spiraled out of control, where the line between fiction and fact gets harder to see. Just when it seemed like they might escape the constant public gaze, reports surfaced that their former ally, Oprah Winfrey, has supposedly banned them from her luxurious Los Angeles home. This fallout is a tough reminder of how quickly things can change, especially in the celebrity world. Once seen as close friends, Oprah has now distanced herself, worried about the intense media storm surrounding the couple. This dramatic shift brings up questions about Meghan and Harry's ability to keep relationships, even with the most powerful figures in Hollywood. The impact of this rift is significant. Oprah, a media powerhouse, has stepped away. Oprah Winfrey has long been seen as a key supporter of Meghan and Harry, giving them a platform to express their struggles and share their side of the story. But as their friendship seems to falter under the weight of ongoing controversies, it raises questions about the couple's future in the public eye. With their circle of allies shrinking, they now face a fragile situation, isolated from the very people who once stood by them. Harry's situation becomes even more difficult as he deals with the fallout of his and Meghan's actions. His relationships are strained both in the UK and the US, and his public image is rapidly declining. Their high-profile interviews and constant media appearances have left him stuck in a difficult position, facing a flood of criticism and expectations. Even Oprah, who once welcomed them with open arms, now seems to be distancing herself, showing just how isolated the couple has become. They find themselves torn between wanting privacy and dealing with the relentless pressure of living in the public eye. Harry's internal battle has become a central part of his life. This constant struggle is not only exhausting but also reveals a deeper identity crisis. It raises the question of whether he can ever truly step out of the monarchy's shadow while constantly under the public's watchful eye. The choices Meghan and Harry have made have left them more exposed, and as their relationships unravel, so does their ability to manage the eepy ups and downs of fame. As they continue to face intense public scrutiny, it's clear that their lives in the spotlight are a double-edged sword. Each new scandal seems to only increase their notoriety, making it feel like they're stuck in a cycle they can't escape. The contrast between their past lives as royals and their current roles as celebrities is filled with irony. They wanted to break free from the limitations of royal life, but they found themselves in a new set of pressures. The fact that every scandal is quickly replaced by another shows their difficulty in stepping away from the chaos. Their dream of a peaceful life in the US has been overshadowed by the very media frenzy they tried to leave behind. This never-ending stream of drama makes one wonder if they'll ever find the peace they seek, or if they're destined to remain entangled in controversy for the foreseeable future. As these latest revelations unfold, we have to consider what lies ahead for Meghan and Harry. With Oprah reportedly cutting ties and strange conspiracy theories swirling around their family, their situation seems more fragile than ever. Public fascination with their lives shows no signs of fading, which means the scrutiny they face is unlikely to ease up. Whether these setbacks push Meghan and Harry further into obscurity or lead to another round of controversy remains to be seen. One thing is certain, though their current path is unsustainable. The constant drama that surrounds them is draining not just for the couple but for everyone watching. As the world waits for the next twist in their story, it's hard not to be struck by the sheer absurdity of it all. This saga is a perfect example of the bizarre, often tragic comic nature of modern celebrity culture. The story of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry is one of self-imposed isolation, serving as a cautionary tale about how chasing fame and fortune can have unexpected consequences. Their transition from royal life to celebrity has been filled with challenges, with each decision pulling them deeper into a spiral of controversy. As they try to navigate this chaotic path, it's hard not to wonder if they'll ever escape it or remain trapped in their own cycle of scandal. The truth is, Meghan and Harry have crafted a narrative that highlights their setbacks as much as their aspirations. The platform they worked so hard to build has become a target for ridicule, with the public growing tired of their actions. Once celebrated for their union, they are now subjects of endless mockery and speculation of fate that feels both unfortunate and inescapable. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have always fascinated the public, but recent events have pushed their story into new realms of absurdity. As they try to navigate the complexities of fame, every move they make is scrutinized, leaving them more isolated in the very world they once thought they could control. These latest developments not only highlight their chaotic lives, but also point to deeper issues within their marriage and public image. At the center of it all is the couple's struggle to stay relevant. Once admired as modern royals, their choice to step back from royal duties was initially seen as a bold move. Their decision to step back from royal duties was meant to be a bold statement of independence. However, over time, it's become clear that Meghan and Harry are struggling to keep their image afloat in an increasingly hostile public landscape. Their efforts to stay in the spotlight often lead to actions that seem desperate and sometimes downright odd. The recent doll controversy is a prime example. Rather than shifting attention away from their ongoing media challenges, the bizarre theory that they replaced their children with dolls only intensified the scrutiny. It's as though they're unintentionally inviting mockery, revealing a deep disconnect between what they aim for and how the public perceives them. This disconnect begs the question, how much longer can they maintain the role of victims while continuing to stir controversy in their quest to stay relevant? Their actions often contradict their desire for privacy, leaving many to wonder about the sincerity of their intentions. Their decision to publicly air grievances, whether through interviews or social media, has sparked a relentless cycle of backlash. The story they built around themselves, one of constant victimhood, becomes harder to believe when weighed against their actions. While they claim to be oppressed by the media, they heavily depend on it for visibility. Complicating matters further is the fallout with Oprah Winfrey. Once seen as allies, Oprah's recent distance from the Sussexes speaks volumes about how they are now perceived. The very woman who once gave them a platform to share their truth is now seemingly stepping away. This shift not only highlights how the media views Harry and Meghan, but also signals a change in how those who once supported them, including influential figures in Hollywood, now see them. The fallout suggests that even Oprah has realized the futility of aligning with people who seem trapped in their own turmoil. Harry's struggle with his identity and place in the world is only made worse by these developments, leaving him more isolated from both the royal family and former allies. It raises the question of how he will reconcile his past as a royal with his present as a celebrity. The pressure of expectations from his former royal life clashes with his current public persona, putting him in an unstable position. The constant media attention only adds to this internal conflict, making it harder for him to find peace or clarity. This situation further damages Harry's public image. The duality of his life, caught between two worlds, shows up in many ways. While his efforts to advocate for mental health and well-being are commendable, they often feel disingenuous when placed alongside the chaos in his personal life. How can he sincerely champion these important causes while also engaging in actions that invite mockery and criticism? This disconnect paints a troubling picture of a man struggling to find his footing, caught in a whirlwind of his own making. On the other hand, Meghan seems to be navigating her celebrity status with increasing intensity. Her reliance on media appearances and public engagements appears driven by a desperate need to stay relevant. Unfortunately, her approach often seems more self-serving than genuinely impactful. While many celebrities successfully use their platforms for positive change, Meghan's efforts frequently come off as shallow attempts to regain the spotlight. The contrast between Meghan's public persona and her private life is striking. While she positions herself as a champion of various causes like women's rights, mental health awareness, and philanthropy, the reality often reveals a disconnect between her intentions and actions. The public is growing tired of the performative nature of her activism, which increasingly seems more like a facade than a genuine commitment to making a difference. This gap not only undermines her credibility, but also strengthens the negative perceptions many people hold about her. As Meghan and Harry continue to navigate their tumultuous lives, concerns about their children's well-being are growing. The couple's choices have placed their kids in the spotlight, exposing them to the very scrutiny that their parents claim to want to shield them from. This paradox raises important questions about the couple's priorities and their understanding of what a healthy upbringing looks like. Moreover, their obsession with public image reveals a troubling focus. Instead of prioritizing their family's well-being, their actions seem driven by a need to maintain a specific narrative, one that they believe they can control. This relentless pursuit of control leads to misguided attempts at manipulation, putting them at odds with the very media they rely on for visibility. The recent gossip surrounding the Sussexes highlights the absurdity of their situation. As they deal with the fallout from their choices, it's clear they are stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage. The more they try to assert their independence, the more entangled they become in public scrutiny. Ironically, in their quest for freedom and authenticity, they have inadvertently locked themselves in a gilded cage, unable to escape the spotlight they wanted to avoid. The decline of relationships in Harry and Meghan's lives reflects this troubling trajectory. Once celebrated figures, they are now increasingly isolated from their former allies and support networks. Oprah's distancing is just one example of how quickly fortunes can change, illustrating that even the strongest friendships can crumble under the weight of controversy. The loss of such a significant ally emphasizes the precariousness of their situation, leaving them feeling more alone than ever. In a world that seems to take pleasure in their misfortunes, it's hard not to think about the long-term effects on their public image. The ongoing narrative of victimhood and controversy has become exhausting for both the couple and the audience. With each new scandal, Meghan and Harry risk further alienating themselves from the very people they aim to engage. The question is, how much longer can they maintain this level of drama before the public loses interest completely? The recent uproar over the doll conspiracy highlights the absurdity of their situation. How can two adults, once viewed as the embodiment of modern royalty, become entangled in rumors about replacing their children with dolls? This story is so outrageous that it raises serious questions about their judgment. It reveals a broader issue: their constant need to control their image has turned into a spectacle that ultimately undermines their credibility. Instead of creating a genuine narrative that resonates with the public, they seem to invite ridicule, showcasing a disconnect from reality. Harry's ongoing identity crisis is another glaring aspect of their story. He is caught between his royal heritage and his current celebrity status, navigating a challenging path filled with contradictions. His passionate advocacy for mental health and well-being feels hollow against the chaotic backdrop of his public life. As he grapples with feelings of isolation and disillusionment, the public is left questioning the authenticity of his message. People are questioning whether Harry's efforts to champion mental health and well-being are more than just a desperate attempt to restore his tarnished image. Meghan, on her part, seems to be struggling under the weight of her own aspirations. Her desire for the spotlight often overshadows her claims of wanting to make a positive impact. While she tries to position herself as a champion for various social causes, her efforts frequently come across as insincere. The gap between her lofty ambitions and her public actions creates a narrative of hypocrisy, which alienates her from those who might have once supported her. The fallout from their relationship with Oprah Winfrey is a clear sign of their declining social standing. Once considered allies, Oprah's reported choice to distance herself from the Sussexes indicates a growing recognition that their brand of drama may be too toxic, even for one of the most celebrated talk show hosts. This situation suggests that their once coveted connection to Hollywood's elite is slipping away, leaving them more isolated than ever. It also raises doubts about the sustainability of their narrative. As support from high-profile allies diminishes, they might find themselves lost in a sea of public scorn. Perhaps the most striking aspect of their struggle is the irony of their self-imposed isolation. In seeking a life free from royal constraints, they have inadvertently built their own gilded cage. The very media they tried to escape continues to follow their every move, amplifying the chaos around them. It seems that the more they try to assert their independence, the more entangled they become in a web of their own making. This reality prompts the question, how can they genuinely seek privacy while simultaneously courting controversy? The implications for their children in this pursuit of celebrity are concerning. Harry and Meghan appear to have thrust their children into the spotlight, exposing them to the very scrutiny they claim to want to shield them from. This paradox reflects a troubling trend in their behavior, where they seem to prioritize public image over their family's well-being. One can't help but wonder how the children will navigate a world where their parents' choices shape their public perception, ultimately influencing their identities before they have a chance to define themselves. The public is left feeling fatigued. The ongoing cycle of scandal and victimhood is exhausting not just for the couple but also for those who once supported them. With each new controversy, the couple risks further alienating the very people who once rallied behind them. Harry and Meghan are alienating themselves further from the audience they desperately want to engage. The narrative of the wronged royals is growing increasingly stale, and the public's patience may be wearing thin. In a world captivated by authenticity, the Sussexes' relentless pursuit of a carefully curated image is becoming more transparent. Their attempts to craft a narrative that aligns with their self-identified roles as modern-day advocates fall flat against the chaos of their lives. The disconnect between their public personas and private reality speaks volumes about their struggle to navigate their complex circumstances. Ultimately, their journey serves as a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of fame and the dangers of losing touch with reality. Their challenges illustrate the irony in their quest for independence as they have become tangled in a web of their own making. The allure of celebrity culture has proven to be a double-edged sword, revealing the fragility of their public image while amplifying their shortcomings. As they navigate the tumultuous waters of public life, one can only speculate whether Meghan and Harry will find a way to emerge from the chaos or if they are destined to remain trapped in an endless cycle of scandal and self-sabotage. Wrapping up this deep dive into their lives, it's clear that their journey is filled with contradictions and controversy. Their attempts to craft a narrative of independence and authenticity are increasingly overshadowed by their relentless pursuit of fame in the spotlight. With each new scandal, they risk alienating themselves further from the public they once inspired. What does the future hold for the Sussexes? Will they find a way to reclaim their narrative and connect with their audience, or are they destined to remain ensnared in the very drama they sought to escape? As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the public will be watching closely. If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of celebrity and royal intrigue. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.